Well, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Jeff Knoll. I'm CEO at Film.Ca Cinemas and councillor here in Oakville's Ward 5. But more importantly for today, I am responsible for communications and media for the Oakville Family Ribfest, which is where we are today at Sheridan College to kick off the 2024 edition of the Ribfest. And with me today is one of the people that made this possible through Sheridan College, Jock Phippen, who is the Vice President of Advancement here at Sheridan College. Great to see you. Thank you for supporting, through the college, Ribfest for, 12 or 13 years? I can't remember the exact time frame. We really appreciate that. What does Ribfest mean to the college in terms of your community outreach?
Yeah, well, it's obviously an important event. As I understand it, and this is my first year that I'm going to be attending it, it brings out as many as 30,000 people onto our campus, opportunity for them to enjoy themselves, spend some time, ideally, having fun, having food, listening to music. And for us, we'll have a tent, we will engage. We've got people who are going to be here to talk about what's happening at Sheridan, and hopefully on Saturday and Sunday, some opportunity for people who are interested in seeing some of our studios and lab spaces.
Oh, you'll be offering tours.
Yeah, we're hoping on Saturday to have some students available at set times where we can take them through and show some of our spaces. Yeah.
So there'll be a booth on site. If somebody wants to sign up for that, they can find the booth on site and have a tour. Now, I understand as well, a number of your very talented creatives are actually performing this year.
That has been the history, as I understand it. There's been singers, and I'm hoping that that's going to happen again this year. And yes, we will have a booth up near the title sponsor booth area near the stage. I believe.
That's terrific. So now Sheridan College has been very generous providing us with this space year after year. I know there's a lot of plans for the future, but we have a few more years here, I think. Is that before we see any kind of changes to the property?
Yeah, I think that's right. There are some exciting potential plans for the future that could be up in this space, but at least for the next 3 years, I would say 3-4 years, I think we have this whole space available.
Oh, that's terrific. Thanks so much for your support, Jock. We really appreciate it. The community appreciates it. The Ribfest is something that people in Oakville look forward to every year, and we love our partnership with Sheridan College, both through Ribfest, but also as a community in general. So thanks for the work you do.
Yeah, thanks for hosting.
Anything else you want to say to our live stream audience?
Well, I'm looking forward to being here myself on Friday and on Saturday afternoon next week, and hopefully get to meet some of you.
And do you like ribs?
I do actually. Yeah, this will be my first rib eating of the season. So yeah, I look forward to it.
That's terrific. Thanks, Jock. We really appreciate it.
Okay.
So you heard it, Sheridan College here. It's coming up on the, remind me, actually 23rd to 25th. 21st to 23rd. I've been doing this so long that the years blur. 21st to 23rd, so we're a little more than a week away from the event. And it is right here on the campus of Sheridan College. Now I'm going to meet a few more people and chat with them to learn more about the Ribfest. And I'm hoping that Trish Pedden, who is the co-chair, we're going to go to Ken Coulter. Come on over, Ken.
Hey, how are you doing?
Very well, thanks. Ken, I just want to tell folks a little bit about the entertainment that they're going to experience here at Ribfest.
Well, we have fabulous entertainment. I'm privileged enough to be the guy who books the entertainment. What we're doing during the day, it's a family rib fest. So this year on Saturday and Sundays, we're turning the stage over to young audience performers. Ooh. And we have a great group called Duffel Bag Theater where they bring kids up from the audience and they act out fairy tales. We're going to have a dance, and we're going to have all kinds of great stuff. But given about 5 o'clock each day, that's when we get into the serious entertainment. We've got Motown Magic on Saturday night.
Nice.
We have the Practically Hip, playing the music of the Tragically Hip, of course.
I got that part.
Yeah, okay. And great performers all weekend long. So it's an essential. It's the second or third most popular aspect when we survey people. They love the entertainment. So they love the ribs, they love the family atmosphere, and they also love the entertainment.
So I guess the motto could be, come for the ribs, stay for the entertainment.
That's right.
Now, you mentioned the children's performance. This is new, the children's performances.
Yes, what we're doing, what we call the Kid Zone used to be in a different area. And what we did was we moved it right up beside the stage so that when we have these afternoon performances, people can leave the kids zone, or mums and dads, families, that kind of thing, can come over and enjoy. And because it takes place on asphalt, we're very appreciative of Carpet Warehouse, giving us, we have about 60 squares of carpet
Yeah.
for people to sit on so they don't have to sit on the asphalt. So it's trying to think of everything we can to make it a fun time.
That's great. So that's wonderful. A nice opportunity to really emphasize the family part of the Oakville Family Ribfest.
Absolutely, it's Oakville family. There's
Yeah.
no other rib fest that's a family rib fest, and
Yes.
Oakville's such a family-oriented town that it's appropriate.
You're absolutely right. So, you're a fan of ribs, I assume?
Oh yeah, I have been known to eat a rib or two.
Do you have a preference? Do you have a particular ribber or a combination that you like that you can recommend?
Well, I'll tell you the story I heard. There's one ribber, and I'm not sure if they're here this year, but they're called Route 55,
Oh, yes.
and their ribs are fabulous, as well as are all the ribs. But I didn't know what the 55 meant, so I went and I sat down. I asked, and they said, "Well, Route 55 goes right down through Memphis
Right.
and Tennessee, and so that's the heart of rib country, the South. So that's why they call it Route 55." So.
Now, I remember many, many years ago when you and I think it was Brian Simpson and maybe it was Trish, I can't remember, came and saw me about putting together Ribfest for the Rotary Club.
Yep.
So you've been involved a long time.
Yes, this is our 13th Rib Fest.
Yeah.
We canceled 1 year during COVID,
Yes.
but the 2 other years of COVID we had drive-throughs.
Yes.
So this is our 13th time to have a Rib Fest, and it's a great I'm particularly happy that it takes place sort of north of the QEW
Oh, yeah.
because there's a magnetic something that brings everybody to the lake.
Yes.
But this is great for all of Oakville, even the newcomers to come
Yeah.
and enjoy themselves.
Well, speaking as a councillor that represents a northern Oakville ward, we really appreciate the fact that this event is here and is right in our neighborhood instead of having to always travel to other parts of Oakville or even Halton. So thank you for making sure that that happened. And it's quite a great venue this is.
Well, we really appreciate the support of Film.Ca.
Yeah.
That helps us out. And of course, without all our sponsors, we wouldn't be able to hold this Ribfest. So we're very happy and very grateful.
That's great. Thanks, Ken. We really appreciate your support.
Okay.
And thank you for being a terrific volunteer in this community for so many years and making sure that this event happens year after year. I just want to say the year that you canceled the Ribfest, I was actually here waiting right over there for ribs.
Oh, were you?
I just wondered, like, where is everybody?
Well, even on weekends when it might rain, there are people here with umbrellas lining up to buy their ribs and take them home. So it's a big draw.
I recall one year where there was a monsoon and our tent exploded, but people were still here to get their ribs. So thank you very much, Ken. We really appreciate it.
Thanks. Bye.
Thank you. So I've got with me, or coming soon, there we are, I've got Trish and Tim who are in fact the co-chairs of the 2024 Ribfest. Now you've been doing this a long time.
Long time.
And
beginning, yeah.
Tim's relatively, he's a newbie. So I'm going to start with Trish then first. So tell us a little bit about what Ribfest really is in terms of not just a place to come and eat ribs, but what it contributes to our community.
It's a family-oriented festival, and we've been doing it for so long now that the populace really look forward to it. So there's all these children's events during the afternoon and dance parties and all kinds of fun things for kids to do and kids music and magicians and such. But there's the adult entertainment, the ribbers, food. It's just a real gathering of everybody in Oakville, and it's lovely. It's really lovely.
So this isn't just about the ribs, it's about the entertainment and the activities. That's terrific. Now, one of the things I want to get, and then we'll come to Tim for a second because this is where he comes in. Ribfest was started by the Rotary Club.
That's right.
Right from the beginning. But a couple years ago, you made a strategic change. What happened?
We did. We as Rotarians are not getting any younger, and we needed more.
Speak for yourself.
We need more boots on the ground, that sort of thing. So we thought about the other service clubs in town because we're all doing the same thing. We're all raising money to give 100% of it back to the community. So the Lions graciously decided to join us, and they've been great. What a great pairing. It's been wonderful.
That's terrific. Yeah. So Tim, you are a Lion.
I'm a Lion.
So you're not a Rotarian, you're a Lion, distinct service club, and you folks jumped on board, and now this is your second year involved. Tell us a little bit about the decision and what this means to the Lions Club.
So one thing about Rotary and the Lions are we're very similar in the grouping and what we're about. We want to give back everything that we bring in to community. And the Ribfest is a way to give back to community, because you're bringing this festival and you're keeping this festival in Oakville, and it's the biggest festival that we have right now in Oakville. And through this, we've made really good friends, and I think we've actually showed that two groups can work together.
That's great.
Very
Right, and
effectively,
that's
yeah.
been awesome. And like I say, there's two things we worry about. One is giving back to community, and the other is raising money for the needy and for people that need it, and giving to our community. So our main focus is our community. We do give to outside of, like, across Canada, but our main focus is our community, and that's what we're trying to get back to.
Well, you folks, your primary charity is the Guide Dogs program, I believe. Is that still the case?
Yeah, they're one of the major ones.
Yeah.
They certainly do very well at fundraising.
Yeah.
But for them, it's about trying to train dogs.
Yeah.
So training dogs is very expensive, so they need a lot of
Yeah.
capital. For us, it's about food banks and different needs in the community to help people along.
That's great. Now, Trish, you'd mentioned 100% goes back to the community. Can you talk a little about that? What exactly does that mean, and who are the beneficiaries of the proceeds?
Well, each year the need changes, right? So for this year, our 50-50, we just decided to designate a charity that we both support to show the people where that money's going. The 50-50 is going to the Food for Life. So they supply all of the food banks in town. So that was a joint decision between Lions and Rotary. For the rest of it, we split the proceeds, and the way Rotary works, we have a community service committee that we receive all of the needs and the requests for help, and we have a committee that sits and goes through them all. And there's quite a stringent process, but then we decide where it goes. But it's we the Kerr Street Ministries, the food banks, the March of Dimes, you name it, private citizens. We've helped a young child with speech therapy that brought him up a few grades, So it's where the need lies is where the money goes. We bought the mammography machine for OTMH,
Nice.
and that was several years ago. And but that's the type of thing we do. And I think you could speak to Lions, which you guys support usually.
Actually, we have very similar. Like, we provided a list to each other of the different charities that we provide to, and it was very, very similar. We're giving back to community. I think everything that we do right now with the Ribfest, the important thing is that this Ribfest would not happen if we didn't have the volunteers and the sponsors that provide for us. And so we are so grateful for what they bring to the table, and they make our job a lot easier by being there and helping us. And we're very, very grateful to them.
Well, let's talk about the Ribfest itself now. So we've talked about where the money goes and this terrific partnership between the Lions and the Rotary Club. Let's talk about the Ribfest itself. Give me some of the specifics. When is it happening, the times, and what can people expect when they get here?
Okay, it starts next Friday, the 21st of June at noon, and it goes till 11 o'clock Friday. Then it's 11 to 11 Saturday and 11 to 7 on Sunday. So when you arrive, what you can expect to see, there's two gates. There's a gate on the east and a gate on the west, and it's a $5 entry fee for adults. Children 8 and younger are free, and we have free parking. We even have shuttles bringing people by golf cart to the front gate if they prefer to do that rather than walk. And it's not that far anyways, so that's all free. But then you come in and you see an expanded local artisans. Our marketplace are right there, right inside the gates on both sides. And we have a sip-and shop in there, which means you can get a little glass of wine or a pop if you like, to be able to walk through the marketplace. And we also instituted this year for the first time, check your bag for free. So we want people to buy in the marketplace. So buy your stuff, bring your bags over to the sip and shop, and we'll give you a coat check ticket. You can enjoy the event and then just pick your bags up on the way out. So we did that as well, and we have amusement parks and 19 food vendors in 9 rivers, and and a huge children's zone. So it's great.
So in terms of the actual food options here, what can people expect beyond just typical ribs?
So we have 16
think it's 19
nine-
now,
19
yeah.
food trucks. So there's many different varietals besides just ribs. There's some that's vegan, that for those people that don't eat ribs. There's
Tornado fries and beaver tails and
Ooh, that's my favorite.
yeah, we have
there's ice cream.
yeah,
There's something for everyone. And
yeah.
like Trish said, we really expanded the kids zone.
Yeah.
We're adding entertainment for the kids during the day.
Yes.
So it is a great family event, and we're really trying to make it so that the whole family enjoys something.
And all ethnicities too, because there's some people that don't eat the beef or pork or whatever, but so we've got other food vendors which they can partake in, and still enjoy.
But the ribbers do sell, they sell beef ribs as well as chicken,
do.
correct? Yeah, okay.
They do,
Okay.
yeah.
Because I like my chicken.
Yes, yes.
So let's.
We won't hold that against you.
You won't hold that again.
I remember from last year. I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's just talk about you guys for a moment. What is your favorite part of Ribfest?
For me, my favorite moment is about 10 to 12 on Friday when everything's done.
Yeah.
And you stand there and you look around and you see the amusements all starting up and you see everybody just waiting to come in, and there's lineups at the gate. And you look around and you think that's what a year's worth of work does. And it's fantastically gratifying. when
Well,
you see that.
that's gonna be hard to meet. What about you, Tim?
For me, I love to serve people, so the beer tent's always been my favorite, more for serving and seeing the happy faces on people, and the families all together. It's just a really nice place to enjoy a day.
So one more question. So a lot of folks obviously are very concerned about our natural environment and our environment in general. What sort of measures does Ribfest take to actually ensure responsible environmental practices?
Well, you won't see any garbage cans at all around the park. We have recycle stations, so people just bring their refuse to the recycle stations, and all of the ribbers use like the wooden forks and the recyclable containers. So everything's just brought back to the recycle, and our recycle team and Hen is helping from the region this year, and they helped last year too, and they train everybody as to what goes where, and we try to make it as green as possible. We don't hand out paper or anything. And we just try to make it as green as we possibly can.
That's excellent, because certainly an event of this size could certainly generate a lot of waste, and that's an important thing for all of us.
Yeah, and none of our vendors are allowed to hand out pamphlets or anything like that, so we don't have garbage floating all over the place. And the other side to remember is that the beer tent is the whole fenced-in area is licensed, so people can walk around and go wherever they want to with their drinks, as long as they stay within the fence.
Well, that's fantastic. Thanks, Trish. Thanks, Tim. We really appreciate your support of the community through the organization of this event. I'm so happy that Lions came back for a second run, because that's really important, and we really appreciate
We
the.
are our best friends now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was kind of like a diplomatic experience too, right? Because
We're actually talking about other things that we could be doing to bring stuff to Oakville.
that's fantastic. Well, thank you so much, and thank you for letting
Thank you.
Film.ca be a part of this year after year.
We appreciate all your efforts.
We really enjoy being involved. I mean, my staff maybe not so much right now, but certainly at the event they're going to enjoy it, because it's been a lot of work getting organized. But we appreciate our team, and we appreciate you allowing us to be part of this.
And we'd like to just at this point thank RBC as well for being our presenting sponsor.
Yes.
It's RBC Wealth and Sheridan College as our host sponsor. We couldn't do it without them, and they're a huge part of it.
Yeah. Sheridan College is a huge community booster, and we're so grateful to them for the Ribfest and everything else that they do in our community. They're a terrific community neighbor. So thank you again. We really appreciate it, and we'll see you at Ribfest.
See you, Ribfest.
Yeah, Ripon.